Hey, this is Esquire. I'm in the Combat Box training multiplayer server for a quick level bombing tutorial. You have a short window of time to set your bomb sight before the drop here when you spawn in at 5,000 meters. You have about 30 to 40 kilometers. This practice will help you refine your process. If you miss the target, you can just restart the mission, respawn, and enter in your information again. So I'm just going to assume that we're at an initial point or approach point of 276. I'm going to use this little tool here to find that. I'm going to go in the cockpit, and then I'm going to adjust my RPMs and manifold pressure because I don't want to be accelerating or decelerating into the target because that will affect my accuracy. I'm going to use auto level turn to the right to adjust my heading to 276. And once I'm at 276, I'm going to go back into the bomb sight to make my calculations to try to hit the target. HE-111 is great for this because it's slow, it'll give you a little bit more time, so I encourage you to practice in the HE-111 if you can. So in the bomb sight, I've got my compass, my speed indicator, and my altimeter. I'm going to look at the weather report here. I'm at 5,000 meters. The wind is 10 meters per second at 5,000 meters, so I'm going to put that into my dial down here. And the wind is blowing from 70 degrees. So I'm going to look at my compass in the top left. So I'm at 276. And then I'm going to look at 70 degrees. So that's where the wind is coming from relative to my plane. So I'm going to go ahead and translate that down into this wind angle dial. So 276 is going to be where the 0 is on the dial. And then I need to figure out where 70 degrees is relative to 276. So right there, down here, that's going to look like 155 off the right side of the nose. So I'm going to put that in here. Alright. Now I'm going to put the other information in. My altitude, 5,000 meters, so I'm adjusted to 5,000. I accidentally did 5,100. And then my speed, it says I'm doing 310. When you open bomb bay doors, you do induce some drag. So I'm going to set my airspeed slightly slower at 300. I'm going to do my bomb interval at 0.25 with 8 bombs. That means it's going to be 2 seconds to drop all of my bombs, which is a good spread for most loadouts. Now we got the view and manual. In allied planes, it's view and target. I want to make sure that this little triangle in this top arc here is in the same position on view as it is for manual. So I'm going to toggle between these two and see if I can line that up as best as I can. So now I'm going to look at the lens. I've got the little black triangle in the lens, and I've got that needle. I'm going to do between view and manual. And as you can see here, my target picture is almost the same now when I switch between view and manual. That's what I want, because now I can use the view mode to tilt the bomb sight up to search for the target up ahead, and then I can walk the target into the crosshair eventually. Now see, I can, in view mode, I can move it. In manual mode, I can't move it front and back. Alright, so now I've identified that little intersection there, that fork in the river, and the target is just off to the right of that, a little bit past it. So it looks like I'm going to need to make some adjustments. I'm going to auto level turn to the right slightly, and in Combat Box training server, you got a little puff of blue smoke, so I'm going to line up the puff of blue smoke on the vertical crosshair. That's where the target is. I had to go 5 degrees to the right, so I'm going to make some minor adjustments here in auto in my wind angle. I'm going to do 5 degrees less, so I'm going to be at 150 degrees instead of 155. And now I'm going to use the view mode to kind of walk the target into the crosshair so I can make my final adjustments in manual mode. Manual mode is going to be where the bombs are going to drop on the crosshair, and you can't adjust this crosshair, it stays there. So I have the target in the top of the crosshair, and then I switch to manual mode, and then I make some small adjustments to the right so I can track the target into the center of the crosshair. I'm going to drop a little bit in front of the target and walk the bombs into the target. Drop. Now, if I were playing in a multiplayer server like TA or the regular Combat Box server, I would have closed my bomb bay doors as soon as the last bomb dropped and be going evasive, because at 5,000 meters, that's the death zone for flak. You're probably going to die if you're not going evasive at that point. But here, because I don't have to worry about the flak, I'm going to switch down to manual mode, or switch to view mode, excuse me, and then tilt the bomb sight down so I can watch the bombs hit to see if I got any of the targets. Now this wasn't a perfect run, but as you can see, I did walk the bombs into the target. I did hit the target, and there's a Ju-88 up ahead who dropped a little bit long and missed the target. So anyway, as you can see there, I did hit some of the targets in the message there in the bottom left corner, and thanks for watching. Hope you learned something.